Pioneer fans, Pioneer men's JV basketball is live and on the air. We are live at the main gym here at Pioneer High School, where it is your Pioneer men's JV basketball team taking on the Adrian Maples as the two JV squads will compete here. The freshman game came down right to the end, 48-47. Pioneer able to pull off the win, but a fantastic game between the two squads. We are about to kick off here between SEC White team Adrian Maples and Pioneer. As in to take the opening tip is Fox for Adrian and Powell for Pioneer. And we are underway. Harrison tips it over, but that's grabbed by Francis. Francis puts it up off the glass, off the rim, pulled down by Harrison. Harrison has it for Pioneer. 7:51 left to go here in the first. As Powell has it on the far sideline, back to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy moves over to Harrison on the near side, back over to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy into the near corner. Rink puts it up for three, then off the rim, out of bounds, as that will be Adrian ball. As Adrian to inbound, looking for a place to go with it as Smith inbounds it. Quickly ahead to Francis. Francis, bounce pass back over to Poley. Poley on the far sideline, being watched by Harrison. Poley just inside of the far sideline. Now moves over on the far wing, gets it back over to Francis. Francis, there is a whistle, and that is going to be a foul on Francis. First foul of the game. Pioneers ball, baseline right, as Powell inbounds it to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy brings it ahead over to Powell. Powell gets it to Rink. Rink over to Harrison. Harrison back to Rink, top of the key. Now over on the far sideline is Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy, double team, dribbles out of trouble. Now moves it over to Harrison. Flashing right in front was Poley. Is out of bounds, and that will be Pioneers ball. As Powell, the inbound, gets it over to Harrison. Harrison over to Tyson McCoy, just inside of half court. Tyson McCoy on the far wing, bounce pass, stolen away by Poley. Poley comes down the near side of the paint, puts it up off glass, rattles around and home. As that is 2-0 Poley. His first points of the game. As Pioneer bringing ahead, Tyson McCoy, bounce pass that stolen away by Fox. Fox gets it underneath, that over to Young. Young puts it up, rattles off both sides of the rim. Pulled down by Harrison, stolen back away by Francis. Francis moves it over. Adrian with the ball, top of the key. Poley with it. Poley over on the far sideline. Tyson McCoy watching Poley. Poley gets his screen now on the near wing. Poley gets it into the near corner for Francis. Francis picks up the dribble, in trouble, needs some help. Now throws it off of Harrison, out of bounds. That will stay Adrian ball. 6:11 left to go here in the first, 2-0. Adrian with the lead. As Poley to inbound, Al Kakani in, watching him. As that's now sent over to Smith, top of the key. Smith works his way on the near wing, gets it back to Poley. Poley just inside of half court for Adrian. Poley comes over on the near wing, now into the paint. That blocked, but gets it. Put back over to Young, and a whistle. That is going to be a turnover over to Pioneer. 5:56 left to go here in the first. Adrian up 2-0. Harrison bringing ahead for Pioneer. Over to Al Kakani. Al Kakani gets it over to Powell. Now here comes Harrison. Harrison into the near corner for Rink. Rink puts up a three-pointer, rattles it home. Rink with his first points of the game. It's Pioneer 3 and Adrian 2. Adrian brings it ahead. And coming up is Fox. No, Poley. Poley has it over half court. Poley being watched by Harrison. Flips that over to Smith. Smith. Just about 5 feet off the top of the key, being watched by Al Kakani. Now bounce pass into the near corner. That put up off the rim, pulled down by Pioneer as Rink has it ahead to Powell. Powell down the near side of the paint is running into traffic. That is going to be a charge on Powell. Adrian ball as they'll inbound baseline left. 5:12 left to go. As they get that into Smith. Smith. And tipped away. That's going to stay Adrian ball. Zampoli will inbound on the far sideline. And moves that ahead to Fox. Fox gets it over to Francis. Francis puts it up off the glass. Little too hard, out of bounds. Right at the Pioneer bench. As that is going to be Pioneer ball. 5:04 left to go. Here in the first, 3-2. Pioneer with the lead. Rink to inbound, gets it Al Kikani. Al Kikani trying to make his way around Fox. Al Kikani gets it over to Harrison for Pioneer. Harrison in the backcourt, double team, full court press, picked up the dribble. Bounce pass over to Micah Powell. Micah Powell coming down the far side of the paint, dishes it underneath. That put up and in by Houston McCoy. Houston McCoy with his first points of the game, and it's 5-2. Pioneer with the lead. 4:40 left to go here in the first. Quickly ahead, Young for Adrian, moves it over to Smith, top of the key. Smith to the near elbow, back over to Young down the far baseline. That bounce pass over to Fox. Fox gets it over to Francis. Now Poli has it on the far wing, being watched by Al Kikani. Poli just inside of half court on the block A. Gets a screen from Young. Poli on that far wing, dishes it off for three to Francis. That off the rim, pulled down. Here comes Pioneer the other direction as Harrison trying to dribble through traffic, steps out of bounds as that'll be Adrian ball. 4:07 left to go here in the first. 5-2. Pioneer with the lead, Adrian with the ball. They will inbound it right in front of the scorer's bench. Lee to come in for Pioneer, gives Harrison a breather. Poli right in front of the scorer's bench. The inbound. As that over to Taylor. Taylor for Adrian on the near wing, being watched by Lee. Taylor moves it back to Poli just inside of half court. Poli gets a screen from Taylor on the far wing, now on the far sideline. Poli trying to get some room to work against Houston McCoy to the free throw line, now moves it over to Young. Bounce pass back to Poli. Poli thought about it. And Houston McCoy, good coverage, gets a screen from Taylor. Poli top of the key, coming down the near side of the paint, puts that up, rattles around, wouldn't go down. As Powell with the rebound, Powell sends it up. Houston McCoy for Pioneer down the far side of the paint, off glass, off rim, fell off the front. Wouldn't go, but a whistle, and that is going to be Pioneer, as I believe that's going to be Houston McCoy with the foul. 3:31 left to go here in the first. 5-2. Pioneer with the lead. Adrian brings it ahead. Is Poli over half court for Adrian. Houston McCoy picks him up there. Hands it off over to Young. Young works his way around the arc onto the near wing. Rank watching him. Bounce pass over to Fox in the near corner. Fox dribbles down the baseline, and that out of bounds. Pioneer ball. 3:09 left to go here in the first. Pioneer up by 3, 5-2. Powell inbounds to Al Kikani for Pioneer. Back to Powell. Powell back to Al Kikani. Is full court pressure by Adrian. Now Rink has it at half court. Rink coming down the near wing, gets it into the near corner. Al Kikani down the baseline trying to get it to Houston McCoy. That ball tied up, jump ball, as Taylor got his hands on it. Possession arrow points Pioneer's way. 2:54 left to go here in the first. 5-2 Pioneer with the lead as Powell will inbound. Baseline left, just to the near side of his own basket. As gets it to Al Kikani. Al Kikani for three, and nothing but net on that one. As it is 8-2. Pioneer with the lead, bringing it ahead for Adrian is Poli. Over half court. Poli being watched by Houston McCoy, comes around the arc, gets it over to Francis, who puts it blocked. Here comes Al Kikani for Pioneer down the far sideline, trying to float it underneath the Lee. And just a little long. Lee couldn't control it, went out of bounds. That will be Adrian ball. 2:31 left to go here in the first. It is Pioneer men's JV basketball taking on the Adrian Maples. As Poley brings it up over half court. Poley right at the top of the key, watched by Powell. Poley gets it over to Francis on the far wing. Now Young moves it back over to Taylor. Taylor gets that over, pulled down back over to number 12, who I don't have. Back over on the near side to Young. Now bounce pass to Francis, who puts it up and in. Francis with his first points of the game, and that is going to be Pioneer 8 and Adrian 4. Rink has it on the near sideline. Gets over to Al Kakani. Al Kakani over to Lee in the far corner. Back to Al Kakani now on the near wing. Powell puts up a three and hits it. Micah Powell with his first points of the game, and it's Pioneer 11, Adrian 4. 1:30 left to go here in the first. Poley brings it in for the Maples over half court. Gets a screen on the near wing. Now Poley dishes it off to Young. Over on the far wing to Taylor, who puts it up. That hits off of the rim, coming the other direction. Al Kakani on the far sideline for Pioneer. Powell thought about a three and travel the call. That will go over to Adrian with 1:09 left to go here in the first. 7-point lead for Pioneer, 11-4. Adrian will inbound on the near sideline. Poley to inbound. Bringing it ahead. Poley over half court. Now over on the far wing is Francis. Francis comes top of the key, puts up a three-pointer. Off the back of the rim, battle for it. Pioneer pulls it down. Now Kakani the other direction for Pioneer over half court, trying to get it to Rink. And just out of his rink, out of his reach, out of bounds. 46.7 seconds left to go here in the first. 11-4. Pioneer with the lead. Adrian inbound the ball. As they get it, coming ahead with it is Poley. Poley over half court. Poley on the far elbow, gets it underneath that, put up and rattled home by Fox. Fox with her first points of the game. It's 11-6, 5-point lead for Pioneer. Pioneer with the ball as Powell over half court on the near sideline. Powell gets over to Al Kakani on the far sideline. Rink now over to Powell. On the near wing, Powell over to Lee off the baseboard, and that off the baseline, that put up off glass, off rim. As here comes Adrian. Adrian coming ahead, Poley on that far elbow, knocked down. Lee pulls it down for Pioneer. Here comes Rink for Pioneer. Now Powell into the paint, puts it up as wouldn't go off glass, but fell off to the near side, and it will be Pioneer 11. And Adrian 6 at the end of 1. Let's play a couple messages from the MHSAA, and we will be right back with your second quarter action.
Beyond physical injuries, the mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As it is 11-6, Pioneer with the lead. Adrian with the ball, bringing it ahead. Just at the start of the second, as that is Young with it. Young dishes off to Francis on the far sideline, back over to Young. Young works his way into the paint, bounce pass. Tyson McCoy pulls it away. Tyson McCoy skies it over to Harrison. Harrison down the near side of the paint, puts it up off the rim, off to the far side. Trying to pull it down as number 12 has that. Parker, if it was varsity. Poley has it on that far sideline. Foul. Pioneer ball as Powell will inbound, gets it to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy brings it ahead for Pioneer, 11-6. Pioneer with the lead. Harrison has it as traveling call. That will go over to Adrian. 7:23 left to go here in the second. 11-6. Pioneer with the lead. It's Parker to inbound. Just in front of us. And gets that over. Coming ahead with it is Pulley. Down into the paint, gets it underneath, trying to get it over to Fox as that out of bounds. Pioneer ball with 7:15 left to go here in the first half. Tyson McCoy on the far sideline for Pioneer, gets it to Rink. Rink skies it over to Harrison on the near wing. Into the near corner, Houston McCoy puts up a three as that off the rim comes off to the far side. Quickly the other direction, it's Pulley for Adrian. Adrian on the far wing. There's a three-pointer put up by Young as that went a little long, pulled down by Parker, now pulled away by Houston McCoy. As that pulled down by Young the other direction, Adrian with it as they have it on the near wing as that pulled back by Francis. .6:42 left to go here in the second. Powell inbounds it. Tyson McCoy with it for Pioneer. 11-6. Pioneer with the lead. Powell down, and that is going to be a charge against Powell. Powell's second foul. Third foul on Pioneer this half. One on Adrian. 6:34 left to go. And Smith inbounds it for Adrian. Gets it over to Young. Young brings it ahead for the Maples. Over to Smith. Smith. It's it to Francis. Now Young gets it underneath the Parker. Parker trying to get past. Puts it up off glass. Falls off the rim to the far side. Pulled down by Houston McCoy. Here comes Powell for Pioneer the other direction. Gets it to Tyson McCoy, but a little strong off of his fingertips. Here comes the Adrian the other direction. Over half court. Young has it on the near wing. Young puts it underneath for Fox. Fox on the baseline. Trying to get it back to Young. That out of bounds. That will be that is going to be Adrian ball as they will inbound. Baseline right. Fox to inbound. 5:57 left to go. And stolen away by Tyson McCoy for Pioneer. Tyson McCoy puts it up and in. Tyson McCoy with 2 points, and that is 13-6. Pioneer with the lead. Adrian with the ball. Bringing it up is Smith down the far side of the court. Harrison watching him. Smith bounce pass off of Tyson McCoy and grabbed, and that is going to be a foul on Smith. Apparently it was a foul earlier on Pioneer as it's going to be Maples ball as inbounded to Pulley. Has Harrison watching him. Pulley dishes off into the near corner. Coming ahead with it, Francis puts it up fell off the far side of the rim. Here comes Tyson McCoy for Pioneer over half court. Tyson McCoy trying to get it over to Harrison, and a little strong trying to save it. Dishes it back, and here comes Pulley for Adrian. Pulley gets it ahead to Parker. Parker on the far side of the paint. Double team Parker. Dishes it off to Pulley. Pulley trying to come down that ball on the ground. Picked up by Adrian, lifted up over to Francis on the near wing. Francis dribbles to his right, working against Rink. Kicks that back over to Smith. Smith just inside of half court. Harrison picks him up. Smith picks up the dribble, gets into the far corner. Parker for three, and then Parker nails it. 13-9, Pioneer with the lead. 4:44 left to go before halftime. As Harrison brings it ahead for Pioneer. Bounce pass over to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy ahead to Powell on the far sideline. Powell gets into the paint, puts it up off glass and in. Powell with 5 points. It's Pioneer 15 and Adrian 9. Adrian with the ball, bringing it ahead is Pulley. Double team, dishes it off over to Smith on the far sideline. Smith being watched by Rink, comes top of the key to the free throw line, picks up his dribble, bounces it back to Francis. Francis gets it over to Parker. Parker on the far sideline, comes down into the paint, puts it up off glass, off the rim to the near side, pulled down by Parker though, but a whistle. That is going to go Pioneer's way as Pioneer to inbound, baseline right as Powell gets it in. Here comes Tyson McCoy for Pioneer down the far sideline. Gets it to Powell. Powell on the far wing over to Houston McCoy down the paint underneath the Lee. Lee puts it up. Wouldn't go off the glass in the rim, but a whistle. As that is going to be a second on Francis. Lee to the line, shooting 2 at 3:54. Lee dribbles. And he will put up the first shot. Off the rim, off the glass, and falls away. Second shot for Lee is up and off the front of the rim. Lee trying to get the rebound, but that pulled down by Smith. Smith bringing it the other direction for Adrian. Into the far corner to Taylor. And over to Poli. Poli races into the paint, and a whistle as using his elbow to ward off. That is going to be a foul on Poli. That's Pioneer ball. 3:41 left to go before halftime. Rink brings up the far sideline. Now over to Tyson McCoy on the near sideline for Pioneer. Tyson McCoy gets it over to Rink. Rink puts up a three-pointer and hits it. Rink with 2 3-pointers. He has 6 points in. It's 18-9. Pioneer with the lead. Adrian wants to talk it over. Let's play a message from the MHSAA.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
3:27 left to go here before halftime. 18-9. Pioneer with the 9-point lead. Adrian with the ball as Poli comes over half court. Poli, top of the key, being watched by Powell. Now on the far elbow, dishes it off on the far side of the paint. That hit by Taylor. Taylor scored as that is 18-11 now. Pioneer with the lead. Al Kakani ahead for Pioneer. Back over to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy on the far wing. Double team back over to Al Kakani. Al Kakani kicks it back to Tyson McCoy about 6 feet inside of half court. Al Kakani on the near wing. Back to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy dribbles to his left, being watched by Smith. As Pioneer ball. Al Kakani will inbound it right in front of us. 2:46 left to go here in the second. Tyson McCoy has it. As Tyson McCoy has it tipped away. Smith pulls it away for Adrian. Racing ahead is Fox into the paint, off the glass and in. Fox with 4 points. It's now Pioneer 18 and Adrian 13. 5-point lead for Pioneer. 2:30 left to go. Al Kakani over to Tyson McCoy for Pioneer. Back over to Al Kakani on the far sideline. Gives it on the far wing over to Powell. Powell working against Taylor. Powell comes down the baseline, stops, puts it up. That off the rim. Pulled down by Smith. Smith ahead for Adrian. Over to Poli. Poli on that far wing, loses the ball but gets it back. Tyson McCoy watching Poli. Poli just inside of half court with 2:02 left to go before halftime. Gets a screen from Fox. Poli on the near wing, comes to the baseline, picks up the dribble. Poli double team, bounces it underneath for Fox. That off the bottom side of the glass. That will be Pioneer ball. 1:49 left to go before halftime. 18-13 Pioneer with the lead. Al Kakani to inbound, baseline right for Pioneer. Full court pressure by Adrian. Tyson McCoy bringing it ahead. Stolen away by Smith for Adrian. Gets it over into the near corner. And back over to Poli on the near wing. Poli comes to the free throw line, gets it over to Smith on the far wing. Smith back over to Poley. Poley comes the near elbow into the paint, bounce pass underneath. That put up by Fox, rattles around it home. Fox now has 6 points, and it's 18-15. 3-point lead by Pioneer. 1:23 left to go here before halftime. Powell brings it for Pioneer over half court. Powell being watched by Taylor. Powell comes down the paint. Is that tipped away? Battle for it. 1 minute, 10 seconds left to go before halftime. As it is going to be Adrian's ball. They will inbound baseline left. Smith to inbound. As Smith gets it into Heldon. Back over to Poley. Poley bringing ahead for the Maples over half court. Harrison watching him. Poley makes his way into the paint, just as it off for Heldon. Heldon. Now back over to Poley. Poley just inside of the near sideline. Poley. It's it over to Taylor at the free throw line. Now he steps back over on the far wing. Over to Poley for three. And off the side of the rim, pulled down. That's going to be a jump ball as possession arrow points Pioneers. 42.5 seconds left to go here before halftime. As it's 18-15, Pioneer with the lead. As Powell to inbound, baseline right, full court pressure by Adrian. As they'll get it into Harrison. Harrison trying to bring it ahead for Pioneer. Gets it ahead over to Powell on the near wing. Powell steps back, kicks up a three-pointer off the rim, pulled down by Houston McCoy. Houston McCoy back to Powell. 30 seconds left to go before halftime. There's a spot on three by Rink that is off the rim over to the near side. Out of bounds. That is going to be Adrian's ball, as that looks like that would be a foul on McVicker, who's and pulled ahead. Here comes Adrian over half court is Smith. Smith comes top of the key. Now Smith hands it off to Poley. Poley trying to make his way into the paint. Poley over to Francis. Francis down the far side of the paint underneath and put up. Wouldn't go by Fox. Here comes Pioneer as Powell puts up a long shot, as that would not go. So at the end of the second quarter, it is Pioneer 18 and Adrian 15. Let's play some messages from the MHSAA. We will be right back with your second half action.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As we are at halftime here for the JV contest between Pioneer men's JV basketball and the Adrian Maples. I do want to mention that mark your calendars, save the date, as coming up is the Ann Arbor Pioneer Booster Fundraising Bash. It's going to be on April 15th from 7 to 11 a.m. or p.m. 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Germain Audi of Ann Arbor. So again, the Pioneer Booster Fundraising Bash. It is the biggest fundraiser for Pioneer Athletics of the season. Saturday, April 15th from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Germain Audi of Ann Arbor. Taking a look, it is 18-15. On the Pioneers side, leading scorer is Rink with 2 3-pointers for 6 points. Powell has 5 points, 3 points for Al Kakani, 2 points for Tyson McCoy, and 2 points for Houston McCoy. On the other side, it's Fox with 6 points, 2 points for Pulley, 2 points for Francis, 2 points for Taylor, and 2 points for who I believe is Parker, because I don't see a number 12 on my rosters, so we'll go with Parker there. So we're counting down about 58 seconds left before we head back into action here on the second half. As right after this, we will have the Pioneer varsity basketball contest versus Adrian, and it is senior day, so we'll have the senior day celebration festivities as we'll put the mic over on the public address announcer and celebrate the wonderful, amazing seniors with this team. That is, we have them all on the far side, Pasternak, Uhas, Conde, Powell, Christian, and Delaney, all seniors, and an opportunity to celebrate their careers with Pioneer and thank them for all their time wearing the purple and white. As it is going to be Adrian going from right to left, Pioneer going from left to right here in this second half. Pulley to inbound. As there's the whistle. As Adrian brings it up, Smith hands it off to Pulley. Pulley over half court. Pulley over on the far sideline, over to Francis. Francis into the far corner for Fox. Fox gets it underneath. That's stolen away. Here comes Pioneers. Harrison gets ahead to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy puts it up, glass and in. Tyson McCoy with 4 points. And it's Pioneer 20 and Adrian 15 as stolen away by Harrison, who puts it up and in. Harrison with his first points of the game. He has 2, and it's 22-15. Pioneer with the 7-point lead. Smith brings ahead for Adrian, gets it up to Fox. Fox just over half court, back over to Smith. Smith comes right on the blockades, being watched by Rink. Smith goes over on the far sideline, hands it off over to Francis. Francis working his way onto the near wing as a whistle, and that'll be a foul that is going to go over to Adrian. And timeout call. We'll play a little push on really quickly and be right back. Tomorrow,
Can you go anywhere?
tomorrow, the Pioneer women's basketball team will be over at Skyline for the MHSAA women's basketball tournament as they will be playing Dexter as they beat Skyline yesterday. It should be on the NFHS network, so watch there. Did reach out to see if they'd let us do some play-by-play on that. Haven't heard back, but no matter what, my voice or not, do check out if you can't make it on the NFHS network, or if you can get there in person, support the Pioneer women's basketball team tomorrow versus Dexter. Tyson McCoy has it for Pioneer just inside of half court. Over to Powell on the far sideline. Powell dribbles down the baseline. Powell kicks it out, top of the key. Now over to Harrison. Harrison into the paint, puts it up and puts it in. Harrison with the swish on that one. Quickly, Adrian the other direction, pulled away by Tyson McCoy. The pass just went a little long. Tyson McCoy for Pioneer gets it over, bringing it down is Rink. Rink back to Tyson McCoy. Now over across the way on the far wing is Harrison. Harrison puts it up. That rolls off the rim, pulled down underneath by Houston McCoy. That's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow points. That is going to be Pioneer's way. 6:31 left to go here in the third, 24-15. Pioneer with the 9-point lead and the ball as Powell inbounds it off baseline right. Houston McCoy over to Tyson McCoy. Harrison at the top of the key now in the near wing. There's a shot by three by Rink. Rink with 9 points, three three-pointers, and it's 27-15. Pioneer up by 12. As bringing ahead is Smith for Adrian, now Pulley. Bringing it down the near sideline, gets it over to Francis. Francis into the near corner for Young. Young back over to Francis on the near wing. Francis coming down into the paint, puts up a floater off glass over to the far side as that was pulled down by Parker. Now back over to Smith, top of the key. Bounce pass over on the far wing to Pulley. Pulley down the baseline, puts it up, falls off the rim to the far side, out of bounds. That will be Pioneers' ball with 5:51 left to go here in the third. 27-15 is the score. As Rink to inbound, baseline left. Rink gets it over to Tyson McCoy. Full court pressure by Adrian is Smith. Trying to make it difficult. Tyson McCoy brings ahead, kicks it over to Powell at half court. Powell over on the far sideline to Harrison. Harrison down the baseline, puts up a floater up and in. 6 points for Harrison, 29 for Pioneer, 15 for the Maples. As Maples quickly ahead. Parker has it underneath. That put up and in by Young whistle. Tyson McCoy picks up the foul as that is going to put Young to the line. Shooting two. Young puts up the first shot. And, tough luck miss as he hit the front. The back of the rim looked like it stood there for a second, then decided to fall out. One more shot coming for Young. 5:24 left to go here in the third. Young puts it up, and nothing but net on that one. Young now with his first points of the game, and it's 27-26. Pioneer with the lead, and it's stolen away. Maples have it coming down. Bounce pass underneath to Parker. Parker puts it up and in. 5 points for Parker. It's 29-18. Pioneer up by 11. Tyson McCoy at the top of the key, now just inside of half court. Moves it over to Powell on the near wing. Powell being watched by Pulley. Dribbles to the left. Powell trying to get it underneath to Houston McCoy. That pulled away as here comes Smith the other direction for Adrian. Now Young gets it to Pulley coming down the baseline. Double team. Kicks it back over to Young down the far side of the paint, up off the glass. And grabbed by Tyson McCoy for Pioneer. Quickly ahead to Powell. Powell underneath the basket, puts it up off glass, wouldn't go, gets it again, and rolls it in home. As Powell has 7 points, 31-18. Pioneer up by 13, and tipped by Harrison on the inbound. But a whistle blown. That is going to be Adrian inbounding. Pulley. Inbound baseline right. Full court pressure by Pioneer as that gets over to Young. Young down the far sideline for Adrian Young. Bounce pass to Parker on the far side of the paint. Parker gets it back to Pulley on the far wing. Into the far corner. That put up off the rim. Falls off the near side. Rebound by Young, though, who puts it up and in. Young with 3 points. As Powell quickly ahead. Pioneer with the ball up by 11. That shot off the rim, pulled down by Houston McCoy, but here comes Pulley the other direction for Adrian. Gets it up to Francis, who puts it off glass and rolls it around the rim and down. Francis with 4 points, and it's 31-22. 9-point lead by Pioneer, who has the ball. Tyson McCoy on the near wing being watched by Francis. Gets his screen from Houston McCoy. Puts up the three-pointer off the back of the rim as battling a Houston McCoy. That is going to be a whistle. Ball wanted to come visit me for a little bit. Doesn't know how absolutely unathletic I am. It is going to be Adrian, the inbound on the near sideline. 3:38 left to go. Gets it to Parker, back. As Pioneer up by 9, that tips Lee with it for Pioneer. Over to Harrison down the far side of the court. Harrison puts it up off the rim but gets his own rebound. Harrison spins with it off glass and in. Harrison now with 8 points, and it's 33-22. Pioneer with the lead, 3:18 left to go in the third. Here comes Adrian up court, over half court. Young has it in the near corner, trying to bounce it over to Parker. That pulled down by Powell. Here comes Pioneer the other direction. Tyson McCoy quickly ahead underneath Houston McCoy. Up off the glass and in. Houston McCoy with 4 points. Pioneer 35, Adrian 22. Smith brings ahead for Adrian. Double team there. Bounce pass. Now gets it all the way over to Francis. Francis at the far elbow. That's stolen away by Powell, trying to get it to Parker. Powell for Pioneer, dishes it off to Harrison. Up off the glass and in. Harrison with 10 points off of that bank shot. 37-22. Pioneer with the 15-point lead. Adrian with the ball. Here comes Powell underneath, trying to grab that was Parker, and Pioneer gets it. Tyson McCoy down the near sideline. Tyson McCoy gets it to Harrison, and up off the far side of the rim, finger roll goes down. 12 points for Harrison as he steals the inbound pass. Over to Powell. Powell up off glass, a little too hard, but a whistle and a foul. As I believe that was on Smith. 2 fouls on Pioneer, 2 fouls on Adrian here with 2:08 left to go here in the third. Pioneer 39, Adrian 22. Powell trying to add to the lead and make it 41 points. First shot is up and good for Powell. Powell with 8 points trying to make it 9. Pioneer with an 18-point lead trying to make it 19. One more shot coming for Powell, who dribbles, eyes the rim, bends the knees, puts it up, and that rolls off the rim. Lee with the rebound for Pioneer. Lee puts it up. Little Strong falls off the rim to the near side, and grabbed by Fox. Fox moves it over to Smith for Adrian. Smith over half court, being watched by Harrison. Smith on the near wing, gets the near side of the paint, picks up his dribble, bounce pass, gets that over to held over to Parker. Parker about 8 feet off of the top of the key, moves it over on the far wing to Heldon. That tipped, pulled away by Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy for Pioneer, up down the near side of the paint, puts it up and in. Tyson McCoy with 6 points, 42-22. Pioneer up by 20 with 1 minute, 28 seconds left to go in the third. Here comes Parker into the paint for Adrian, puts it up, falls off the rim to the near side, rebound by Pioneer. Here comes Powell for Pioneer. Full court pressure by Fox. Powell has it coming down the far sideline, into the paint, puts it up off glass and in. As Powell has 10 points, 44-22, Pioneer with the lead. Fox has it for Adrian, moves it over to Heldon. Loses the handle out of bounds. Pioneer ball with 57.6 seconds left to go here in the third. And after this game, we will have the varsity contest between these two teams. Three-pointer for Powell, up and in. Powell with 13 points on that three-pointer, and it's 47-22. Pioneer with the lead. Adrian brings ahead as Smith gets it on the near wing. Bounce pass over to Heldon. Has that knocked away. Lee gets it over to Tyson McCoy. Now Harrison for Pioneer down the far side of the paint. Rolls it up, finger roll up off the glass and in, and a whistle. Harrison with 14 points. .35 seconds left to go here in the third. Harrison trying to make it a 50 points for Pioneer. Spins the ball, dribbles, bends the knees, puts it up. Puts it in, nothing but net for Harrison. He has 15 points to lead all scorers. 35 seconds left to go here in the third. Parker inbound, baseline right for Adrian. Parker gets it over to Young. Young skies it for Adrian. Over to Held. Held comes down the far side of the paint, puts it up, rolls all the way around, wouldn't go. Taylor with the rebound up and in. 20 seconds left to go. Pioneer with the ball here in the third as Tyson McCoy into the paint. That put up off glass and in. Tyson McCoy with 8 points. 11 seconds left to go here in the third. Quickly ahead to Parker. Parker moves it now. That over on the far side. Young brings it up, puts it up as rebound grabbed by Taylor. That wouldn't go, and that will do it for the third. At the end of 3, it is Pioneer 52 and Adrian 24. We'll play a few messages from the MHSAA and be back with your fourth quarter action.
Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Inbounded by Adrian, 7:57 left to go as the ball over on the far side. Young has it. Young, that tipped by Tyson McCoy. Powell has it. As 7:50 left to go here in the fourth. Pioneer to inbound. Powell on the far sideline. Gets it to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy brings it ahead over half court. Tyson McCoy being watched by Francis, gets it underneath the Harrison, over to Lee. Lee puts it up off the bottom of the rim, but a whistle blown. 2 fouls on Pioneer, 4 on Adrian. Shooting 2 is Lee at the line. Lee bends his knees, eyes the rim, puts it up. Off the front of the rim, off the glass, falls off to the near side. One more coming for Lee. A 28-point lead by Pioneer. Next shot by Lee is up off the front of the rim as McVicker gets it back to Lee. Lee over to Powell, but that's stolen away by Pauly. As Harrison picks up the foul. That is third foul on Pioneer, 5 on Adrian, 2 more on Adrian. Pioneer in the bonus as they get it over to Kuehler. Kuehler has that poked away. Here comes Harrison. Harrison over to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy puts it up and in. Stops, gets a little room, pops, and he has 10 points. Adrian quickly the other way. Tyson McCoy knocks it down right at center court. Tyson McCoy racing ahead at the far elbow into the near corner for Powell. Powell for 3, and he hits it. Powell has 16 points. It's Pioneer 57, Adrian 24. Stolen away by Powell. McVicker with it. McVicker has that tip, but gets it over to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy floats it underneath. Couldn't quite get the alley-oop. Now racing the other direction is Kuehler for Adrian. Kuehler into the far corner. That put up by Young. Off the rim, pulled down. Racing the other direction. Here comes Powell. Powell underneath the basket as he dunks it. Powell with 18 points. 59 for Pioneer, 24 for Adrian. Bringing ahead is Pauly. Pauly coming down on the far wing is Kuehler down the baseline. That grab put up and in by Kemmerer, as that's a whistle, and we'll play a couple messages from the MHSAA.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
6 minutes, 27 seconds left to go here in the fourth. 59-26 Pioneer with the lead. And it's out there for Pioneer, McVicker, Lee, Harrison, Tyson McCoy, as well as Powell. Out there for Adrian is Smith, Kuehler. It's going to be Jones, Buell, and as well as Poley. And pulled down on the far side. Tyson McCoy with it. Tyson McCoy on the far wing gets it over to Powell. Powell just inside of half court. Powell being watched over there by Kuehler. Powell now gets a screen, goes to his left. Powell trying to work. Smith in front of him. Powell into paint. As that is going to be a whistle, and that's going to be a foul on Jones Beal. As Powell in to take the shots. Rolled around and in. 19 points for Powell. As that one rolls off the front, out of bounds. 5:59 left to go here in the fourth, 60-26. Inbounded by Poley. Gets it back. Here comes Adrian over half court. Moves it over to Smith. Tipped out of bounds. As Smith inbound on the far sideline. Gets that to Poley. Poley. Double team just inside of half court. Bounces it over. Tyson McCoy grabs it. Quickly head to Powell. Powell loses it but gets it back on the near wing. Being watched by Poley. Over to Lee. Lee gets it. Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy. Top of the key. Screen from Lee. Tyson McCoy thought about it. Kuehler in front of him. Trying to get it over on the far wing to Harrison. And that tipped out. As Adrian has it, bringing ahead. Smith just over half court. Kicks it, top of the key, now over to Jones Beal. There is a whistle there. As technical on the Adrian coach. 5:27 left to go. As Powell to shoot the technical. First shot is up and good by Powell. Powell has 20. One more shot coming for Powell. Next one is up and good. 21 points for Powell. And Powell shooting 2 on the foul. Next one is up and good by Powell. I believe that was the foul, and they're going to have him come shoot again. Is that one a miss? 5:27 left to go here in the fourth, 63-26. Pioneer to inbound on the near sideline. Powell to inbound. Watching him is Kuehler. And over to Powell. Powell on the near wing. Powell kicks it back over to Tyson McCoy. Tyson McCoy being watched by Smith. 5 minutes, 16 seconds left to go here in the fourth. Powell on the far sideline puts up the shot as that tipped off of the rim over to the near side, out of bounds. That is going to be Adrian Ball with 5:10 left to go here in the fourth. 63-26. Pioneer with the lead. Poley brings it ahead over half court for the Adrian Maples. Bounce pass over on the far wing. That put up by Kuehler. As travel called, 5:01 left to go here in the fourth. As Al-Kakani, Blair, Medzago in for Pioneer. Rinkin. Al-Kakani brings it ahead for Pioneer. Just under 5 minutes left to go. Al-Kakani over half court. Al-Kakani kicks it over to Rink. Rink moves it over to Medzago. Medzago down on the far wing into the far corner for Rink. Rink back to Medzago on the far sideline. Gets it to Blair in the paint. Blair puts it up off glass. That rolls off the rim to the front, but a whistle. As that is going to be a push on Adrian. 4 fouls on Pioneer, 9 on Adrian. Pioneer in the bonus. 1 more. Pioneer will be in the double bonus. Blair at the line. He was in the act of shooting. First shot up by Blair is off the rim, off the glass, and no good. Powell pats him on the shoulder. 1 more shot coming by Blair. Blair puts it up off the glass, off the side of the rim, pulled down by Adrian. Coming up the other way, Smith for Adrian, over half court, gets it over to Pauly. Pulley, top of the key. Now that moved over to Kuehler. Kuehler just inside the top of the key, kicks that back to Pulley. Pulley over in the far corner for Smith. Smith for 3, and that hits the front of the rim, the side of the rim. Rebound by Adrian. Now that put up by Kemmerer. Pulled down now by Medzago for Pioneer. Al-Kakani the other direction for Pioneer. Over half court. Gets it over to Rink. Rink for 3. And off the back of the rim. Pulled down there by Young. Here comes Adrian the other direction. Pioneer up 63-26. Three-pointer put up and in by Kuehler. He has 3 points, and it's 63-29. Pioneer with the lead. Al-Kakani over half court. Being watched there by Pulley. And moved over to Powell on the near sideline. Powell on the near wing. Powell races to the side of the paint, gets it back. Medzago as that off the glass, pulled down by Adrian. 3:34 left to go. Here in the fourth, Kuehler brings it ahead over half court. Kuehler on the far sideline, hands it off to Pulley. Pulley stops on the far wing, now puts up a three-pointer. That one just a little long. Trying to save it was Kemmerer. Pulled down by Pioneer. Now Al-Kakani over to Medzago in the far corner. Medzago on the side of the paint puts it up. That rolls around and down. Medzago with his first points of the game. 2 points and 65-29. Pioneer with the lead as Kuehler into the paint. Moves it over to Jones-Beal. Now Pulley puts it up and in, as he has 4 points, and it is 63-31. Pioneer with the lead. Al-Kakani on the near wing gets it. Medzago top of the key. That's going to be a travel and head over to Adrian. 2:40 left to go here in the fourth. We'll have the varsity contest between these two teams right after this. There will be a senior celebration going on for the seniors, so we will start it fairly shortly after the JV game. As Pulley over half court, coming down on the near wing, takes a three-pointer and hits it. He has 7 points, and it's 63-34 with 2:24 left to go. Pioneer in the lead. Al-Kakani gets over half court on the far sideline. Al-Kakani on the far wing now. Al-Kakani being watched by Pulley, gets it over to Powell. Powell just inside of half court. Smith watching him. Smith at the far elbow. Smith puts it up. That blocked by Kemmerer. Out of bounds off of Adrian as Padu comes in for Pioneer. Medzago to inbound, baseline right, Medzago. Looking, skies it all the way back out to Al Kikani. Just about 5 feet inside of half court, working against Poli. Now into the near corner for Blair. Blair kicks that back. Padu going and trying to grab it, and that will be tipped, so no over and back. Al Kikani has it on the far sideline. Al Kikani is working against Poli. Al Kikani. Now top of the key, Al Kikani coming over, kicks it over to Blair on the near wing. Blair comes on side of the paint, puts it up. That off glass, off to the far side, but a whistle. Good sportsmanship by Kemmerer to help him up. I'd love to see it. 1 minute 31 seconds left to go here in the fourth. 65-34. Blair at the line. First shot is up and off the rim to the near side. One more coming for Blair. Blair dribbles. Puts it up. That rattles home. Blair with his first point of the game. 66-34. Pioneer with the lead. Smith has it on the far sideline for Adrian. Into the far corner. That put up and rimmed out by Jones-Beal. Here comes Pioneer. Al Kikani ahead. 1 minute 15 seconds left to go in the fourth. Pioneer with the lead. 66-34. As that moved over, Gary gets it to Medzago. Medzago over to Padu. Padu back to Medzago, top of the key, back over to Al Kikani on the near wing. Into the near corner, that's skied over. Padu puts it up, and that off the glass, pulled down by Gary, pulled away by Poli, the other direction for Adrian. Poli, top of the key, thought about it, bounces it over to Kuehler, and put up off the far side of the rim, trying to pull it down. Blair has it for Pioneer, 41 seconds left to go here in the fourth. Al Kikani brings it ahead over half court. Al Kikani now gets it on the far sideline as that's over to Gary. Gary puts it up and in. Gary for three. 69-34 as that moved over. Adrian has it. Adrian and Smith putting up a three-pointer. Padu gets it over to Blair. Al Kikani with it. 10 seconds left to go. And underneath the Padu, blocked from behind as 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. And that will do it. Pioneer wins 69-34. As for my camera person, James Wiseman, my name is Mark Wiseman. We'll be right back with varsity action. You watch Pioneer JV Basketball, brought to you by Harbor Broadcasting.